privilege to have an eminent personality amongst us, Professor Dr. Sujoy Biswas.
Good morning. Can I be a little louder? Good morning. Thank you. That's the spirit. I will first address the students. Formal welcome to the students. I'm very grateful to the principal, Madam Suchitra Bhatta, who has been in touch with me for a long time for addressing people like you. I've gone through the whole grind, the class 10, 11, 12, entering masters, MBA, PhD. So I thought that it may be of use to you if I come and spare some time with you. Generally used to giving extempore, I thought when the situation is serious, I will pen down certain lines. And I begin. As you stand today at the juncture of a crossroad, attempting to give a meaningful theme to your lives, I stand here to offer you a vision. The road here ahead is undefined and yet is fulfilled of exciting promises, life-changing challenges, and innovative measures of achieving success. You are at the center of this world of transformation, and you can take the most effective step towards your goal if you are focused. Now I'll start with the saying from Srima of Pondicherry, who says that I quote, the flame of aspiration must be so straight and so so ardent that no obstacle will be able to dissolve it. So first required is the flame of aspiration to do anything. Second, in the Hindu mythology or Hindu religion, we start the puja with the puja of Lord Ganesha. And for Lord Ganesha, there is a significance of Lord Ganesha. This is all our imagination, this is all from the religion. Lord Ganesha has a big head, has big ears, a big nose, and a small mouth. All of this got significance, great significance. Big head, to think big and think profitably. Long nose, to sniff, to be too curious about everything. I think that's the reason you have come to see what are the opportunities, what are the challenges. Big ears, to listen more and more as possible. And small mouth, to talk less. So I hope that the coming 10-15 minutes that I am going to deliver my lecture, I think you'll have a little bit of patience to listen to it, and I will try to do the job best of my ability possible. Swami Vivekananda says, and I quote, education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. This famous and most often quoted quote on education of Swami Vivekananda clearly demonstrates the clarity and crispness with which Swami Vivekananda delivered his messages. By messages he meant is assimilation. He is talking about manifestation. Something is manifested only when it is expressed. So expression of education is very necessary. By perfection, we should learn how should be manifested. But the question arises, what should we learn? What should be manifested? Swamiji talks of manifestation of perfection, as it is the case with most ancient Indian scriptural concepts. Perfection, as is by Swami Vivekananda, needs to be viewed from two perspectives. And what is meant by already in man? This is the key principle in the above quote. The perfection which has to be manifested, Swamiji declares, is already in man. When we already have it, what is the role of education? What are we learning? The process of education is actually a process of purification, a process by which we realize the perfectness within, a process which brings out the strength within and makes us courageous like a lion and help us to stand our own legs in the society. We need to understand that if we do not internalize education, the perfection is not going to come. Whatever kind of stream are pursuing, we need to be very clear. We need to have clarity whether we like those streams or not. Whether it is under peer pressure, under pressure from the society or stuff, it has to be very clear from us. If someone is not strong in mathematics, if someone is not strong in science subject, he should not pursue. We say that success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. Since it's a gathering where people are coming mainly for the academics, so I want to make it clear that success doesn't come. Success is a journey. There are n number of definitions of success, but I define success as the progression of a worthy goal. Success is the progression of a worthy goal. And by progression of a worthy goal, what I mean, I have clarified that what I want to mean as a progression of worthy goal. Progression means the progressive realization of a worthy goal. So what is progressive? Progressive is journey. It's an ongoing process. Let's reach one goal and aspire for the other. For all this, what is basically necessary as a civil engineer, I keep on saying the foundation is very necessary. So what is the foundation? This is the passion. It's the passion and the skill towards doing it. So when you reach one goal, you will have to go for the second one. And realization is experiencing, feeling within myself. Internalize. In Bengali we call Attosto kora. We got it internalized that we want it. Then only the success is going to come. If it's external realization, then it's very hollow. When it's internal, it's very powerful. And what is worthiness? When we say worthiness, we say the quality of our journey. And it should be ethical. If it's not ethical, then it's not going to happen. It's going to falter at some point of a time or the other. And on this we have to realize two kinds of values. The universal values, which is cuts across country, culture, religion, and eternal values. They are here before we came, they are now, they will be there after we were. And goals. Goals is the main thing. Is a sense of direction. In what direction we want to proceed. How we want to shape our lives. And this is very important. Where is our strength? We need to find out that the guardians cannot also find out that where is the son's strength if they have not followed them throughout their careers. The students can, that ask themselves that what they are good at, what they are enjoying. If they enjoy something, they are sure to win that game at the end of the line. But if it, again I'm saying the same words repeating, if it's under peer pressure, if it's under social pressure, if it's any under pressure, that's not way. If you something are not enjoying, you're not going to do at the end of the day. In any kind of success, that we say that passion is necessary. And I give a quote on passion which Arunima Sinha, the person who had one leg, climbed the Everest and said, and if she can say it, if she can do it, all will be able, should be able to do it. I start the quote as I say, अभी तो इस बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है, अभी तो इस बाज की असली उड़ान बाकी है, अभी तो इस परिंदों का इम्तिहान बाकी है, अभी मैंने लांघा समुंदरों को, अभी तो पूरा आसमान बाकी है. 10, you have passed your 10. The whole life is before you, and you have to stretch yourself to the maximum possible to reach the ultimate possible goal. The famous Indian philosopher Patanjali says, and I quote, when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all of your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person than you ever dreamed yourself to be. So, we have to transcend all barriers, transcend all feelings which are holding us back, and get the escape velocity to reach the position in which we are desired of. How many of you here feel that positive thinking can ensure success? Can you raise your hand that positive thinking can ensure success? I just beg to a little bit differ, Positive thinking alone cannot ensure success. Positive thinking with hard work can only ensure success. And that also cannot ensure. There is a chance because there is a luck factor also. So positive thinking with hard work ensures your chance of success. It may be someone does a great great hard work and is positive thinking, but his level of success may not be as he or she has desired. But this is sure that someone with positive thinking, no hard work is going to fail. It's sure that someone with no positive thinking, no hard work is surely going to fail. So what we need to do is to have positive thinking with hard work. There is a person, I keep on saying in management, perception is reality. You know, the peer pressure is such like that. I lead the Tech to India group, and Tech to India is a university where we deal mostly with engineering. And the perception is that if you come for computer science, then you are done, your whole career is done. It's not like that, not actually exactly like that. If not computer science, then electronics, then electrical. This is all perception. I keep on saying, any branch of engineering you are there, you are going to make it. Before I got married, my wife is a professor in St. Xavier's College, Calcutta. I didn't have any exposure to what a person with English background can do. She's a professor in English honors, teaches literature. And I found I was exposed to the world of literature, and I found that that's one of the best fields that one can be. But again, in any field, like computer science, like electronics, like electrical, any other branch of engineering, or any other stream, you have to enjoy them. You have to find within yourself what is your liking. If literature is your liking, you cannot pursue an engineering or a science career. If science is your liking, you cannot go to literature for something else. And what in today's world, the greatest teacher, can any of you know who is the greatest teacher writer as of today? Just raise your hands. Who is the greatest teacher writer at this point of time? Any one of you. Universally accepted, cuts across country, religion, you know that it was there, it wasn't there, it is there, and it's going to be there. Who is the greatest teacher right at this point of time? I'm not going to waste any time coming with the answer myself. The greatest teacher right at this point in time is the Google teacher. Just Google and you'll find almost any answers to any query. But is it true? It's not true. Google doesn't come with the internal feeling, the realizations of that. Google cannot impart what can be imparted in the classes. I find my students have a tendency that in our system of education in Tech to India, we upload all our lectures in a software called Moodle, or Modular Object-Oriented Learning, Dynamic Learning Environment. And so the students are sure that whatever is the note in the class, they are going to go get back to their houses in their tabs or their PCs, and they are going to get it. What they do not understand that attending the class, listening to the body language of the teacher, listening to the vibrations of the teacher, listening to the inner things of the teacher is going to give them the actual strength. Google cannot give that strength. It can clarify some of your doubts. It can clarify some of the finer points which may have been missed. But it cannot, an individual, we keep on saying that the human being is the most, physically is the most weakest living animal in the planet. But one thing the human beings have which the others doesn't have, and which makes them different from all others, is the power of thinking. We can think, we can reach the stars, we can reach the galaxies. We can put, the astronomers are doing a fabulous job all across the world. So this power of thinking, that even I keep on saying that I cannot, that we cannot listen to even an Amitabh Bachchan show for very long. So our patience has reduced like anything. But for the students and the teachers, I'll say that please listen to the teachers. Please listen to the faculties, because they definitely know more than you. That's the reason they are there. Try to get the best of, there is a saying that the good teachers, that the good students get more attention of the teachers. It's again a perception, it's not the reality. Actually, the teacher's best comes out when his best is pricked. If you do not come out with questions which pricks your internal psyche, you do not come up with your best, then the average is delivered. If you come to the class, and regular classes has to be attended. If you miss one class or second class, third class, you are nowhere then. Every class is important because the continuity factor is very important. You come out with a medical certificate or stuff like that, it doesn't help you, actually it worsens your case. Whatever has happened, till date has happened. Srima says, and again I quote, that do not look behind, look in front, and you're sure to progress. If you look in front, you will find that there are plenty of things to do. Can anybody say what makes or mars an individual? The whole individual is made or marred by one quality of the person. And that makes up 100% of human being. When I say 100, I mean 100. Any guesses? Any guesses? The word makes up 100. If I say A as 1, B as 2, C as 3, then it makes the number makes us 100, and that makes or mars an individual. A round of applause for its attitude. If you add up attitude, you'll find 100. It's not if you add up and it becomes 100. Attitude is something which makes or mars an individual. A positive attitude, a positive way of looking at life, a positive way of thinking. You know, I have heard an interview on Amitabh Bachchan where he says, his father kept on saying, when he said to his father, जीवन में बहुत संघर्ष है. His father said, his erudite father, he kept on saying that बेटा जब तक जीवन है तब तक संघर्ष है. जब तक जीवन है तब तक संघर्ष है. That means till the end of life we have to do the struggle, and then we become the actual human being. And actually there is no struggle if there is no life. And I add, because I have gone through this grind of getting into this engineering career and the career ahead, 11, 12, that's the reason the principal madam said that you come at this point of time. 11 and 12 are the most foundation areas for the entire career. In the span of 2 years, actually we get 12 to 13 months for the entire span of 2 years. That means 24 months curriculum has to be covered only in 11 to 12. Am I right, ma'am? There are holidays, there are plenty of things, exams and all. Actually, a 2 years or 24 months curriculum is covered in 11 to 12 months. And the competition is very steep. Competition is very steep not only for engineering. It's steep for engineering, for science, for arts, everywhere. Because again the perception is that if I cannot make it to the best institution, my life is doomed. Is it like that? It's not exactly like that. But at the same time, as a civil engineer, I keep on saying, if the foundation is not strong, the structure cannot be strong. The structure can only be strong. You have seen multi-story buildings. So multi-story buildings, you will have pile foundations. You know, the columns, the concrete columns goes inside the soil for 26 meters, 30 meters, based on the foundation, and then the building comes up. Like this, the entire foundation of life, the entire foundation of your technical career or your arts career or your science career is going to just stand on this foundation which you are going to make in this coming 2 years. And you have to be very strong, because otherwise wherever you go, you are going to falter. I keep on saying, you know, that I have a habit of making 5Ds, 6Cs, 7Ds and like that. So I have just made a 5D that what are the required. And the 5Ds that are required are desire, dream, dedication, direction and discipline. So if you have the right kind of desire means burning desire which will kill everything, which won't show. If I found good students, doesn't do their WhatsApp, doesn't do their Twitter, doesn't go to the Facebook, sticks to the glues to the, not looks after the serials, the interesting serials, the crispy serials. They have the burning desire to do good. And if you have the burning desire to do good, if you enjoy doing good, you're sure to do good. Today or tomorrow. The first result may not be okay, the second result may not be okay, the third may not be, the fourth is going to happen. Then there is dream, that you dream in the eyes, that you should achieve something, I should be different from others. If you don't have the dream, your total thing is gone. But dream without desire is again not going to work. Then dedication. Out of dedication, desire, dream and dedication will come the focus of going ahead. The focus of leaving aside things which are, I keep on saying to my students that if you work for this 2 and 2 or for 6 years, then the entire life is there to do your WhatsApp, your Twitter, your Facebook and stuff like that. And this had been detrimental effects. Social media has great detrimental effects to the student community in particular. It has helped a lot socially. I keep on using it. But at the same time, for the students, it has snatched away most of their times they used to spend within themselves. That interaction by human beings, interaction of friends, have got just only to first with some words, then some with the words which are condensed, and now with the signals. If you want to express your happiness, you give a smiley. If you want to express your sadness, you give a sad face. And so the interaction is getting scrambled like anything. And nothing is going perpetuated within yourself. Then there should be discipline in the process, and the direction is what which want to progress. So if these 5 Ds are followed, I'm sure that people are going to go ahead, much ahead in life. And within the students also, there is there are groups of students, groups of friends who are there, who generally, they are good students, who may not be as good as their peer, but he has a leadership quality, and he can explain things better. So the leadership quality, what is required of the students, is to transform the whole class, transform the whole institution, feel for the institution that we represent the Army Public School. We represent the Army Public School, Kolkata. When you're going outside, nobody is going to know your name or your surname. You have to remember that you are the ambassadors of Army Public School, Kolkata. And it's a huge responsibility. Army, till date, is seen with much of reverence. And any school affiliated or under the Army, which is not, I just asked the Vice Principal that how many of the students are from the Army background, and he said 90, as he said, the 90% are Army students. So, and even the 10% who comes from outside has that onus to keep that respect which the Indian Army has, which is the best army in the world, to go ahead with the country. So you have to feel for your institution and then feel for your family. You represent your family. You represent not only your father, mother, the entire family, the entire clan. So if you can feel for yourself, then only you can go ahead. Any and every subject that you are going to pursue, you should take it within yourself. If some of them are not going quite well, that must be 10% of the whole subject. And then the rest which are good at, you know that we do a management video SWOT analysis with strength, opportunity, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Strength, you have to concentrate on your strength. You have to, even with physics, chemistry, and maths, if you are strong in chemistry, just concentrate on chemistry so that at least chemistry 100 out of 100 is there. Then you try to plug in your weakness with maths and physics and stuff like that. If someone has found that he is not good in any 3 of them, or at least 2 of them, not good in 2 of them, I suggest or advise that they should not go for a science career, or engineering career or science career. Because if you do not have the right kind of background, till 10 you have not enjoyed the technicalities, then it's not going to be there. It's important to be skillful, but it's important to know your strength also. If its strength is there, I'll just tell us a very short story on skill. I'm coming to the end of my deliberation before I go into the depths of subjects which can be offered. You know, skill is very important. Skill is the most important. That may be skill, it may be arts and science and technology and everything. This is one of the best stories in the world on skill. An American was riding a Cadillac car in Afghanistan. An American was riding a Cadillac car in Afghanistan, and in the middle of the desert, or middle of the path of the desert, it went bad. It was not starting at all. An Afghan was passing. An Afghan was passing on a camel, and he found the American stranded, and he came down. He had some instruments with him, and he said, "Can I try? What is the problem with the car?" He said, "It's not starting." So then he said that, he asked the Afghan, "Can you mend it?" He said, "Yes, I can." Then what he did, he just had seen the car, pulled the bonnet came out. He took out a hammer, put 100 strokes on the pump head, and he said, "Then try." And when the American went back to the car, it started. And basically it started. So the American, very professional, he came out and said, So how much do I pay? He said, $100. I said, $100? You only had spent only 90 strikes on the puppet. He said, $99.99 is for the 1 cent is for all these 100 strikes that I have done. And the rest of the money I charge for knowing where to strike. So where to strike is the skills. Where to strike is the skill for the guardians, for the students, for the entire company, for the faculty who say that you are not good, you should not go in that line. So where to strike is very important. What is your strength is very important. If you can find out your strength, then only you can proceed in life. You have to know where is your strength. You have to know where is your desire. You have to know where is your passion. If you are passionate, desirable, then nothing can hold you away. And while I in class 11 and 12, just learned the sparrow story, which is very goes on in the Indian Ministry of Management throughout the country. You know, a sparrow was flying during the winter from the north to the south. Because in the north it becomes very cold and it gathers ice on its wings. So the sparrow, a very reluctant sparrow, he was not willing to go from north to the south. He started late, and what happened? That ice is just frozen on its wings and it came down in a form here. It was almost the sparrow thought that he's almost dead. And then there was a cow dung which fell on the sparrow. So with the cow dung he felt that he's gone. But the warmth of the cow dung, melted away the ice, and the sparrow felt well, and he started singing. As he started singing, a cat was passing nearby. So the cat came. He cleared the cow dung, and the sparrow came out. As soon as it came out, it ate the sparrow. So there are 3 real lessons from this. Everyone who shits on you is not your enemy. Everyone who shits on you is not your enemy. Anyone who brings you out of the shit may not be your friend. And if you're warm and hot in a pile of shit, then please do not make any sound. So my deliberation to the students, my advice to the students, class 11 and 12, do not show your smartness, do not show anything, just pile up your internal strength so that you come out as a winner. Srima says, and I quote, victory is to the most enduring. And I end with my ending sentence where I keep on saying about failure and weakness from failure. Before I go to the end statement of failure, I'll just see a couple of few courses and the entrance examination for that. Can I say that, Manu? You know, from West Bengal JEE and JEE mains, you can have a 4 years BTech, you can have a 4 years B.Pharm, you have 5 years dual BTech MTech, you can have 5 years dual BTech MBA, you can have 6 years integrated BTech, you can have BTech through any of the entrance exams. From 10, I am not going, but there are diploma engineering, 3 years BTech, 2 years BTech, 3 years MTech, 5 years integrated BBA, LBA, and law is again a course which has picked up for the last year. You know, in our childhood, it used to say that people who cannot go for science or arts, science or engineering will go to law. But now the CLAT examination is there, and best of the law schools and the lawyers, not best of the lawyers, most of the lawyers are doing very good in their careers. So law is one of the subjects that one should pursue right at this point of time. 5 years integrated BBA, LBA, 3 years LBA. And there are also equivalent exams through which there are 5 years integrated BCMCA, there are 5 years integrated BBMBA, there's 2 years MBA, there's 3 years MBA, there's 5 years integrated BTech MTech, 5 years integrated BSc MSc, there are BARTEC courses, there are 5 years Bachelor of Architecture courses, there are 2 years MSc, and there are PhD and other courses in English, sociology, political science, and everything around. And you will be amazed to know that many of the civil and what we are not, I do a program on the television every Saturday. In fact, that was one of the issues where I completed. It's called Joy Pothe Shange Sujoy. I keep on speaking of motivation, of career opportunities, of positivity in life. In fact, the 25th episode came out and Telegraph came with the news, and that was the time when I received a call from the principal madam that why don't you come? There I see that in 10 years of my Techno India, I have found that people in Techno India felt that except TCS, CTS, Wipro and Infosys, there are no jobs outside. You know, Techno India has the strength of about 5,000 engineering graduates every year. And out of this, more than 50% are taken by the TCS guys of the first interview or the campus interview. And the 2,500 which are left, they are in such a situation that they find that even committing a suicide might be a great option. So, working 10 years in Techno India, I thought that I should make a difference. I kept on thinking and kept on showing to them that there are verticals like the banking sector, the oil sector, the coal sector, the mining sector, the civil services, the UPS system, the state civil services, umpteen number of opportunities. The ONGCs, the army, the navy, the air force. So what we do not do, we do not just open our eyes and find what are our opportunities. And there are cadres in every field. If an Indian Oil takes an engineer, it also takes an arts graduate or honors graduate for the departments. And everywhere there is an education department where every kind of faculties are taken. And the entrance examinations are also very uniform. Most of the engineers are taken through the GATE exams. Most of the people are other people are through the UPSC or the PSC exams. If you want to know what are the career opportunities, you can just send me an email at info@sujoybiswas.in. That my career is info@sujoybiswas.in. Just give a mail and I'll come out with the answers of what they are pursuing and what are the kind of exams that they can attend, what are the age limits that they can attend, what are the minimum qualifications they have. And that's my mission that I've started with. And I said nobody is going to be a loser till the time that desire, dedication, discipline, all this stuff are there. And if you proceed ahead, you are going to win. Failures will come, it's a part of life. Life is full of success and failures. Sometimes there will be failures, sometimes there will be success. Do not take either success seriously or failure seriously. Because time is a great healer and it's going to overcome every difficulty. Till the last breath we are breathing, we have to do one thing, that is to try positively. And I'll end with my end statement with talks of positivity, which talks of passion, which talks of the passion behind our success. From failure. And again, it's a quote from Bachchan Saab's father's poems. It's the last para, and it says, "असफलता एक चुनौती है, उसे स्वीकार करो." असफल, everyone we fail. असफलता एक चुनौती है, उसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कम रहेगी, उसे ढूंढो और सुधार करो. क्या कम रहेगी, उसे ढूंढो और सुधार करो. जब तक ना हो सफल, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. जब तक ना हो सफल, नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कभी हार नहीं होती, कभी हार नहीं होती. नमस्कार.